empty cup. Just crack a smile and fill it up. Fill it up.
Welcome to After the Final Pour, brought to you by the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
both of our microphones. I feel like, I'm going to turn that down. There we go. I'm going to adjust that right there. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm adjusting the mic as I talk. This is After the Final Pour. It's an After the Final Pour because Brandon and I, we hung out today for a Labor Day. Ooh, there it is. Labor Day party. What better way to record than after a very long day of man, that felt like a really long day of having a bunch of beers.
It did, and it wasn't actually that long. I don't think. It just kind of felt like it. Yeah, I'm trying to think how long. I got there at like 4, and we left at 7:45. So,
yeah. So we got there at around. Oh man, I feel like I'm like really loud. I'm gonna get this. Okay, this is the perfect amount of being away from the microphone. Just that a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I feel like, did I turn that up? I don't know. Oh, there, I did turn it up. There we go. There I am. Okay, here I am. You can really tell it's an After the Final Pour. I was there maybe 45 minutes more before you were, so not that much longer. And our good friend Ron, he and I were messaging back and forth, talking about taking these glasses off, talking about doing Oktoberfest beers. We're here in Chicago. It's got a little bit of a heat wave coming through this week until the weekend where it gets much cooler.
lovely.
Mm-hmm. But it's Labor Day weekend, and so like you got many choices for Labor Day weekend. Do you do a whole bunch of summer beers, or are you the type of person that's gonna lean into the fall beers? Because this is technically the end of summer, even though summer ends in about 18 days. 18 days.
Yeah, roughly 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. 18 days. I want summer to keep on going, but I'm also super excited to get into Oktoberfest, fest beers, which we had a discussion about that. What's the difference? And pumpkin beers and fall beers and stuff like that. So that's what we did today for the Labor Day party. Me, Brandon, and our buddy Ron, and a couple other people joined in, but it was mainly me, Brandon, and Ron just going through a plethora of Oktoberfest beers. So this is an appropriate After the Final Pour.
I'm gonna have to go back and check in some of those beers. I'm glad that Ron tagged me and everything, so that was good.
I also got a chance to take a picture of all the beers. I would say 99% of the beers that we took. So that'll be I'm going to post that today when this episode is out, before we post the episode, just so that everybody knows. Like, I may have posted tonight, just to know what we had drank, because we did drink. Like, we drank through a lot of beers. Had we drank these on our own, that'd be another story. But it's like
there would be no After the Final Pour.
No, it'd be like after the final, I'm going to bed. Like, I actually feel really good because I have to go to bed soon. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm glad we're doing it After the Final Pour. Feels like an After the Final Pour.
It kind of is.
Happy Labor Day, everybody, by the way. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah. Labor Day.
That was great. Yeah. You know what's fucked up about Labor Day? It's a day for people who work.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day's Labor Day. For us, everybody, that I got to be honest, I can't imagine anybody who listens to this podcast is not a 9-to-5er.
Go to work day. That's what Labor Day should be.
I get a day off. Thank you, U.S. government, for the one day off a year.
Yeah, it's interesting how like Labor Day has become like the pinnacle in most places of like the well, maybe not even in Chicago anymore. Like, I know back in the day, Labor Day, like public schools started the day after Labor Day, but I think public schools are already back in session.
Dude, all the schools are back in session right now. public, Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, there's a lot more. Everybody's back in school right now, and it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I have a cousin that lives out in Florida, and her kids started like the first or second week of August. I'm like, that's hella early, man. But I don't know.
Well, especially because like it's the one. I don't know. Labor Day is such a weird holiday. It's the end of summer, so it's like, hey, congratulations, you made it through summer. Here's a handshake and a day off. But also, it's like, I don't know. It's just a weird holiday. I appreciate it, and everybody at my job appreciates it. We're a manufacturing company, and a lot of people took Friday off, and some people are taking Tuesday off. And there's still some vacation stuff going on and trips like that. But what a garbage holiday. Because like Labor Day, it's all about people who work. It's everybody in fucking America. Like, ooh, Tony's getting into a rant early on. It just bothers me because it's like it's like, Valentine's Day. Like, why do we celebrate Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Just fucking, if you're with somebody, or even if you're not with somebody, you just love somebody, show them love. Labor Day is the same way. If you're working, just take a day off. Take a day off and enjoy it.
Show them labor.
Yeah, show them labor. I'm going to, when this episode comes out, I'm going to a Cubs game with my buddy Dan. So that's what's happening.
Oh, nice.
What are you doing for Labor Day, Brandon?
Absolutely nothing. I am watching. I'll have Benjamin in the morning.
Fantastic.
Well, I don't know. Sometime in the morning. My wife's sister is in town, and they're going to go to brunch with a friend. And yeah, so it'll be just me and Benjamin hanging out. Two cool dudes.
And that's me and Dan, two cool dudes. If I wasn't going to the Cubs game, it would be a day of just, what am I doing around the house? It's an extra day to just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Labor Day is almost a depressing holiday. It's a day to remind you that, like, you're stuck in a 9-to-5 job. You get this one day off where everybody who works, like, hey, man, here you go. Here's a day. Here's a day for yourself. Just do what you got to do. Do what you want to do with your life. This is the one day we're going to give you, other than the 4th of July. Here are those days. Here you go, man. You know what? You work all the time, 40 hours a week, maybe more. You enjoy this day where it's warm outside. Spend some time with your family, friends. You know what I mean? It's just cool. Just do this. Just relax. You've earned this one fucking day.
And then maybe barbecue one last time before the weather goes to shit.
Yeah, if you don't really dig grilling in the winter or the fall because you hate life that much, here's the day. Here's the day. Your local grocery store has a buy one, get two free on ribs. If you have a cool grocery store like we do in Chicago, just go and get some ribs.
I'm not allowed to buy ribs anymore.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, Becca saw the fridge. She's like, why is there 5 racks of ribs in here? I was like, well, I like ribs.
I'm going to Jewel tomorrow before I go to the Cubs game to buy 3 more racks of ribs. Because I did tell Clark that we're going up to Michigan and watching football next weekend, that I'm like, well, I got ribs, so we got to eat these ribs, and that's what we're going to do, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we're going to Michigan with Clark.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we'll go ahead and FaceTime you in that. One day, Dan, and oh, by the way, today is Dan's birthday.
That's tomorrow, right?
No, but the day this is coming out, it's Dan's birthday. Happy birthday, Dan! Thank you for being a part of the show and being one of the other co-hosts that actually show up for an episode. So happy birthday, Dan! Very nice.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
You made it to 19. We're very proud of you. 19-year-old Dan. No, but Labor Day is
when you will be shaving.
Labor Day. Labor Day is fun because it is like an end of summer for a lot of people. Laura and I had talked about how we want to, like, our daughter's 22, she'll be 23 in October. We want to ride out September, all like to make it a part of summer, and hopefully it like pushes into October, because I mean, I know kids go back to school and that's the end of summer, but I mean, there's no reason why summer should end at Labor Day. I mean, because technically fall starts on the 21st. So we got, like I said, we got 18 days until fall actually starts. It's still summertime, baby. Let's enjoy it. You know what I mean? Even with us doing Oktoberfest, like we're drinking lagers and they're like sweet and some of them are kind of heavy. And we had some, there's my air conditioner making loud noises in the background. We did some New England IPAs. We also had you didn't have it. It was a 2016 Narwhal from Sierra Nevada.
16 or 15?
16 or 15. You passed on it, which was a good move. I had a couple sips of that and some water, and then Laura drove home, which was the best idea ever because she drank water and that was it. But it was pretty good. We thought that maybe it tasted a little old, but not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was like this taste to it where it's like, yeah. Ron is also like, Ron is the, what's what I'm looking for? Inspiration for the Empty the Cellar, because Ron for a long time had so many of these old beers that, we thought maybe we were going to do that with him. We never ended up doing it with him. And he ended up emptying his cellar before we got to that.
Way to go, Ron. Yeah.
Way to go, Ron.
I passed in the Narwhal because I literally felt like if I went to a beer like that, my stomach would not appreciate me. So I was like,
I should have listened to you, because by the time I got home, like I felt good on the ride home, and then I got home and I was like, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? And then Laura reminded me I'm going to the Cubs game that this episode is coming out on against the San Francisco Giants. The Cubs are in a good place to do this. What's going to happen? I don't know. I'll probably post pictures on our Instagram. But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun. I love 3-day weekends. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm talking shit about America and our shitty days off, but these 3-day weekends are really a lot of fun, and it's nice to talk to hang out with friends and family, and then also talk to my boss and coworkers who are enjoying themselves for the 3-day weekend as well. I'm also lucky enough to have another 3-day weekend coming up next weekend, because I'm taking next Monday off thanks to the NFL and going to Michigan. And then you and I are going to Riot Fest, which I don't have any days off, but that's going to be a lot of fun anyway.
oh yeah, there you go.
Are you taking any days off for Riot Fest at all?
No, I wasn't planning on it. It was like planning on ducking out early Friday.
Yeah, same here. I kind of want to maybe go a little bit earlier than I expected. Saturday's a full day thing. We'll see about Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean, the Cure is wrapping it up, but I don't know, man. That's a long weekend for two old dudes like us.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brandon, what the hell are we drinking for this after the final pour?
We are drinking San Antonio Lager by Ranger Creek Brewing.
Tell us all about it.
So San Antonio Lager is an easy drinking German style lager brewed in honor of our city. Nostalgic enough for San Antonio's amazing history, but contemporary like our city today. It's refreshing while also flavorful enough for craft beer drinkers, just like our city. It's got a little something for everyone.
Especially our city.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to say that again.
No, it says, raise a can to our city.
Jesus, we get it. It says San Antonio. That's what it's all about.
So Pennington Ranger Creek is also a distillery. I did not know that. So I did not have this beer. I acquired this beer because I had a quick work trip where I had to pop into San Antonio for a day. So I was there for...
Oh, he's trying to fight back the yawn, everybody, because it's been a long fucking Sunday.
Yeah. And this is coming off, being at the wedding of one of our fans, Pat McHugh.
Congratulations, Pat.
Yeah, congrats, Pat. Pat got married, and he had an amazing wedding. And then we thought it would be a great idea to go to a karaoke bar afterwards to 3 a.m. So that was fun.
That's not a bad idea, though.
No, it wasn't the worst thing. And then I ended up
that out there.
Probably didn't fall asleep till 4 o'clock, and then woke up at 7 and started my day. So.
If we're being transparent, Dan, who I'm going with to see the Cubs game on today, Monday, was at our house on Saturday with his wife Becky, and we do a normal thing of like hanging out. I made some chicken burgers with some sun-dried tomatoes and feta cheese, and then some Wagyu beef burgers, and then we had some beers. And then Dan was like, "Hey, I have mushrooms," and I said, "Cool, I'll eat one." And then that was it. That was it for the night. So I had a mushroom last night.
Like a psychedelic mushroom or just like a mushroom?
A psychedelic mushroom.
All right.
It was enough to make me. That's why I asked you, Brandon, have you ever had mushrooms before?
Got it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was nothing that was like I was like tripping balls. It was just, so I laughed a lot. We made fun of Becky a whole bunch.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
It's been a really nice Labor Day weekend so far, and I'm wearing my glasses again because everything looks way clearer. Brandon, what do you think about this beer?
I kind of like it. When I first took a sip, I thought it felt a little heavier than I thought it was going to, but I
thought the same thing.
I think it was just in my head though, for some reason. Because it's I guess I was kind of expecting like a lighter type lager. This is like a full body lager. To me.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that because it's coming across as like it's not a light beer at all. It's like, hey, by the way, here's like a beer drinking beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and it's straight out of Texas. That kind of makes sense.
Straight out of Texas. Crazy beer named
San Antonio Lager. 5.2%. So, I mean, not crazy. Only 15 IBUs. So still, yeah, on the low end. But it's really sweet. It's like not like too sweet for a lager, but this is on the sweeter end, I think, for a lager that I would normally like. But it's super clean. It poured really clean. Like it's very, very transparent. Like you can see like directly through it. There's no cloudy. I mean, in my glass, it's not cloudy at all whatsoever.
I'm with you on that. There's no. By the way, thank you for providing this because you and I have been back and forth on. So, full transparency, Brandon and I and everybody for the podcast have really been busy this year, and we're trying to crank out as much as possible because we do appreciate everybody who keeps listening and we love doing it. But this year has just been very busy. It has been like super busy for us to get together. Like we have had to cancel some things and try and wrap around our brains to get other things happening. So doing an episode like this is it's like Brandon was able to provide this for me. So I was originally going to do something random from Maplewood, which was an Imperial sour from them, which is very tasty, which we can save for something else. But this beer is fantastic. So thank you, Brandon. I'm agreeing with you that it's a really nice, clear beer. One of the Oktoberfest beers we had today with Ron was a beer that we poured, and I was like, oh dude, when you look through the glass you can see like the head underneath. Like that's such a fun way to look at a clear beer. This beer is definitely like, it's not a light beer, but it's delicious lager. Like it is very, very tasty. Really enjoying it. It's kind of like how can I put this, a Budweiser of craft beer without that being insulting.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, because this kind of sets not the gold standard, but a pretty high standard of like what I would look for in a lager.
That's like a nice. I don't want to say it's a heavy beer, but there's some fucking body to this, man. There's some heft to that beer. That's really good. I like it, and it's like not to me. It's not overly sweet, but there's a sweetness to it, and there's like a nice balance of the bitterness from the hops. So it's like kind of bringing you in where it's like, oh, here you go. Here's like a nice like lager that has some body. It's not a light beer. You're getting something from it. Like I don't know if you can sit back and drink like 4 of these. I think you can probably get like 2.5 of these in and be like, okay. I'm ready to move on to something else, Yeah, and that's and honestly, that's a compliment for me to this beer. Like, I really like this. This is a really good beer, and kind of wish you had more of these because I think
I do.
I think Ron would have appreciated it if that was our palate cleanser, because you
Yeah.
offered some great palate cleansers. You had one of the last remaining kegs of Old Irving's Oni on tap, and you brought some Cushy Berry as well, and I had some Hot Butcher, hazy IPAs as well to share.
Did you take the Oni with you?
I did, and actually I
Good.
hadn't. This is why it's an official after the final pour, because before you and I hopped on here, I poured a glass of Oni, so
Nice.
I'm feeling real good. I can't wait to drink some water after this episode, and maybe watch some funny stuff and have some bread, maybe some chips.
There you go.
Call it a night on a Sunday.
Yeah. What time's the game?
1:20. So
Okay.
Dan and I are gonna grab some wings and go. It'd be cool if you had a ticket for that game too. That'd be fun.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? I could probably get tickets pretty cheap if I really wanted to. So we'll see. Maybe I'll surprise you and show up with Benjamin. We'll go to a game.
Oh man, that'd be pretty cool. That would be awesome. By the way, your son was very awesome today. He had a sweet shirt on.
Yeah,
That pineapple shirt was fantastic.
He was
Close to mine.
Yeah, he was good until it was time to leave, and then, even then he wasn't bad. He was just like
He was whining.
Excuse me. Ooh, I could tell he was tired.
Oh yeah, no, he was I was able to rope him in to be like, hey man, remember when we had these cool pineapple shirts on?
Yeah,
together.
He was like, oh yeah,
just two cool dudes wearing pineapple shirts, fucking rad.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. Like maybe I'll look into it and see how much tickets are. And I get it's a matter of he's been to one game so far, and that was we made it to 4 innings, and he was mad because he wasn't getting a turn to play on the field. So
makes sense. I would feel the same way as well.
Dude, let it go.
Frozen that shit, man. Just let it go.
So that being said, how many Alamos would you give this beer?
The Alamo. R.I.P. Paul Rubens.
In the basement.
How many Alamos would I give this? Based off the type of beer that it is, and even if it, with being an after the final pour, I think I'm gonna go heavy on this with a 4.15, 4.19, and I give it that because it really is a delicious beer, and I feel like this is a type of beer that you can really bring to anybody to be like, hey, here's beer. Here's beer flavored beer. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, for your non-traditional craft beer drinkers, this is right up there.
No, I mean that's fucking that's solid. I think if you'd put it up against any other standard macro lager, I think a lot of people would enjoy it.
Agreed.
How many let's see. You said Alamo. I'm going to stick with the Pee Wee Herman things. How many stars at night that are big and bright are you going to give this?
I'm kind of in the same camp as you were. I was thinking my number was 4.2 that I was sitting at. So, I think I'll stick with that. It's between 4 and 4.2.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. This is a solid beer that if it was available regularly, I feel like it might be something that I would dip into and grab just to be like, oh yeah, cool. I want a beer flavored beer to have at my house,
Totally.
I love it.
If I ever could find this, if I'm ever in Texas again, I would seek this out. I mean, there's a ton of craft beer in Texas. I had a couple of different local ones, but and I didn't even know anything about this one. I saw it was a lager, and I was like, I kind of want to try a lager. And because I was sick of grabbing, I'll grab IPAs and stuff like that, and there was plenty to choose from. But I was like, I'm gonna go outside of what I would normally grab and just grab the lager. And I'm glad I did.
And at the end of the day, the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh,
R.I.P. Paul Verman. Yeah, no, this is great beer, man. Thank you so much for sharing this with me.
You are
I
welcome.
was concerned that we were going to do another malted mini, but don't fret, anybody who constantly listens. We appreciate you also listening, and Brandon and I are still really trying to crank this out. It's just been really busy, and as we get closer to Halloween, Oktoberfest, Christmas, I can say this: Clark and Dan are definitely coming back, and we've got more stuff. We've got some other things lined up. I know we keep saying that, but it's just been a weird year for us, man. It's been a weird year for the malting hour, and we're trying to adjust the way that our lives are. So
It'll
thank
get
you,
better.
everybody. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for keep listening to what we're doing and cranking out, and just know that like Brandon and I do appreciate it, and we are putting our we're putting our time and heart and souls into these episodes. So it's not just us, trying to crank something out to be like, oh, hey, so we got this, and here you go, we got this. That's that. Because that's how we talk. We talk like that when we're not doing like, hey, Brandon, do you want to do an episode? Brandon's like, yeah, man, let's do this.
Sound like the Beatles.
Yeah, that's how Brandon and I actually talk. We're putting on a front right now. We actually talk like the Beatles.
Surprise, we're actually British. When
We're
we
from
get drunk-
Liverpool.
When we
Yeah.
get drunk, our accents go away and we sound American.
Hey, Brandon, what do you want to what do you want to talk about for these beers? What do you think about this lager?
It's tasty. I'm drunk. I can't.
See,
my
there it is.
accent's
He can't even actually go to how he actually sounds, but I can like bounce back and forth. We do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for listening. Keep liking, keep subscribing, share with other people, and we're gonna keep cranking out the most that we can, and it'll always be with our heart and soul. Enjoy your Labor Day, Brandon. I love you, buddy.
Love it too, man.
This is the most intense probably I got with an after the final pour, right?
Yeah, probably.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.